done that in public forum. And I told the last people I spoke with, if it had not been for her, I would probably be standing in my living room wearing the same clothes I had on at the city council meeting, just going round and round in a circle trying to figure out what to do. But she has directed me, guided me, helped me. I work a full-time job. She runs her own business, and she's been doing this, and she's been doing a bang-up job. And I just want to say thank you to her. The second thing I want to say thank you to all of you all. I never expected to receive this kind of reception for what I said to the city council. Quite frankly, while I was speaking, I was actually kind of looking around and see what window I could go out of. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know how many friends and how many, enemies I had in the room. Turns out I had quite a few friends in the room, and that turned out fortunate, and around the country. And that's the next thing that I want to say. I want to say, that I've just been humbled by this entire experience. I never expected to have a 4-minute speech that I gave at the city council, just about how I felt go around the world, and touch so many people and inspire so many people. I've been working to do that on social media for years, and this thing it's caught on, and I just hope that it can continue to inspire people to go out and stand up for their rights. Now, when we're talking about our rights, the Second Amendment thing, I'm going to tell you all something some of you may know and some of you may not know. I do not own a firearm. Okay? I don't own a firearm. I'm in the market for a firearm. I've been actively looking to buy a firearm. And when the Greensboro, some friends told me the best place to go would be the gun show. So that was one of the things that piqued my interest about the gun show. I had planned on attending. And then the city council said they were going to cancel it, and the events took place, and I went down and spoke. But here's the deal. Even though you may not own a firearm, okay? A friend of mine asked me, says, if you don't own a gun, why do you care so much about the Second Amendment? And my response to him was this. I don't have a lawyer on retainer either, but I'd hate to wake up tomorrow and find out that my right to counsel has been taken away when I need one. Because that's what the Second Amendment is. It's a fundamental right spelled out in our Constitution, and it should not be taken away from anybody. Once you start taking those rights away, it's just a slippery slope to all of them. And the Second Amendment may be the most important one, because without that one, you cannot defend your right to speak freely. You can't uphold any of it without your right to defend yourself. One of the things that people that have contacted me through mail and Facebook, the overwhelming theme has been courage. That's what people say. Thank you for standing up. Thank you for being courageous. Thank you for standing with courage. I am a history major in college, and I'm currently in college studying for my bachelor's degree. I have this dream of being a history professor at the college level, and I love history. And one of the reasons why I love history is because of course, we look back on history and we can learn about our past, learn where we come from. But history also, it gives us a guide to the future, but it also inspires us in the present. And I told the last group this. When you look back in history, you can see some inspirational things that have happened. We got to stand up with courage, folks. We have got to have courage. We have got to stop being afraid of these leftists that call us names and sling mud at us. We have got to stop being afraid of them. You take a look at the men at Lexington and Concord when the British, the mightiest army on the planet, came here to take our guns. And who stood up to them? A bunch of farmers and blacksmiths. Ordinary men grabbed their rifles, came out of their houses, and stood up to the most powerful army on earth. Many of those men gave their lives to give us the freedoms we have today. What is it for us to stand up in front of the city council now and proclaim that we're going to keep the rights they gave us? We have got to stand up with courage, folks. We've got to stand up. I said this once before also. The election of Donald Trump's election into the White House, to me, that was our planting the flag, letting the left know, hey, We're here. We're not going to be ignored anymore. We want our voices heard. But here's the secret. Here's the fact. That was just the beginning. Like I said, I love history. You remember the famous photograph of the Marines planting the flag on Mount Suribachi during World War II. When I was a child, I always looked at that picture and thought that was the end of the battle. But that was just the beginning. Those men had 30-some-odd days left of hard fighting to win that strip of land. And they did it. So that's what we need to do, and that's what I'm challenging all of you all to do today. I'm challenging you to stand up with courage and conviction. Don't be afraid. I'm telling you, when I was standing in front of that city council, my heart was beating 1,000 miles a minute, and my legs were shaking like crazy. But I stood there anyway. And just don't use my example. Go back and use our founders' example. Go back and use the examples from the Civil War and from the Civil Rights Movement. People have stood with courage and conviction and given their lives to give us the rights we have. We should be determined, absolutely determined, to keep those rights. Like I said in that meeting, we should be determined to keep them come hell or high water. And I've said this about 5 times, and I don't know where it came from. Some people might say it's just a message from God, but here it is, folks. I'm going to do my absolute best to keep this going. Whatever I can do to help turn this country around, I'm willing to do it. And like I said, I always go back to those men at Lexington and Concord. Those men, they gave it all. They were willing to give it all. So from this point on, when I move forward, I'm going to put their spirit at my back, and I'm going to put the knowledge and wisdom of Jesus Christ in front of me, and I'm going to follow that, and I'm going to do whatever I can to help save this republic, because this is the greatest nation on earth, and I want to leave my grandson and his children after that the same thing that Washington and Jefferson left me. So let's stand up and fight for courage.